30th of April 2018. Spamalot budget.
Okay. Right, so with the budget that we've got, having already taken the MD's fee out, we're left with £5,500. £5,500. There are 13 musicians who are being paid £350 each. Okay, we just started getting stuff ready. We're doing budget stuff first.
How much each?
£350 each. So, my calculations say that comes to £4,550. So if we had 5,500, take out 4,550, we're left with 950 quid, which is a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Plus the £1,000 sponsorship. So we're actually back to being in a really, really good position, and that is mainly because Paul managed to negotiate. Well, he didn't. He basically offered the band a lower fee. So we normally pay them a little bit more than that. But obviously overall, when you've got so many of them, it works out really well for us not paying them as much. So
how much have we had to pay them?
They've been paid £350 each. Okay.
So we have around £2,000 basically.
Just under £2,000 to spend. Now, I'm waiting for an updated costume plot amount of money.
500.
But we know we're definitely at least spending £500, plus £175 on transport. So let me just get that up here. Where's the costume plot?
100 and what? On transport?
75, I think. 175. Let me have a quick look. What the hell have I done with my costume plot? Have I saved it? Is it in the desktop? Yes, it is. Spamalot costume plot. So let me go back in my emails. Northern costume hire. Okay, so one of the emails I had, so, 175, did I just say? Yeah. So, we know at the bare minimum, our costumes are going to cost us 675. I think it's likely, let me just think about this. Okay, so 175. Right, I reckon she's charging roughly 22 quid a costume-ish. She's thrown some extra bits in, so that doesn't work out perfectly, but here she said to me, rough estimate of your carriage charge would be 175 for both ways. If the 500 quid needs to include transport, then you would need to reduce your costume list by 8 costumes, thereby assuming 8 costumes is 175 quid. So, if I'm adding, so I think we need to allow for an extra 220 quid on top of the 500 if I'm going to get the 10 finish costumes. Now the only other thing is that I asked her, where is it? Let me put show reply. I also asked her how much the, where is it? Did I ask her about the can-can? Yes. Please let me know, if we hired the 6 can-can skirts on their own without the tops, what would that cost? So, say it's an extra, just write this down to, we are estimating 220 quid for the 10 finish dancers. That, I don't know, maybe it probably won't be this, but we say 120 quid for the 6 can-can skirts. So I think we need to budget, hold on a minute, say 840 quid for costumes, plus the plus the transport, which basically just kicks us over £1,000 in total. So I think out of that 1,950 quid, we need to be thinking, say roughly, she might not charge me as much as I've estimated for can-can skirts. It's just such a horrible thing to have to make. Helena's not up for making those. We could, if they're going to cost us a fortune, we could buy some and have them in the department anyway. So that might be something worth looking into for you and your team. It's just, can we get can-can skirts easily? I mean, they sell them through Dance Direct, who are a supplier of ours. So you could look at, is it Dance? I think it's Dance Direct. Because if she comes back and says, I'm still going to have to charge you full price even though you only have the skirts, we might just buy them. If they're less than 22 quid, we might just buy them. But I think we need to budget £1,000 out of that for costume. And then we need to factor in, which I don't have yet because she hasn't given me her receipts, what Helena has spent already on material. And we need to really quickly buy the cotton for the moving psych bit.
Yes.
So we were going to buy a roll of muslin and a roll of cotton. I'm less bothered about the muslin right now, I'm more bothered about the cotton because it will be this. So I think we need to work out where we're going to get that from and how much that's going to cost because it needs to get ordered like ASAP.
Where would we get something like that from? 'Cause I think it's a bit,
Just fabric warehouses, like online. Helena did. Helena was going to get it from where she was, and then she found some online that was a lot cheaper. So you could always ask Helena. When we were off at Easter, and she texted me about some cotton that was less money than it was in the shop she was going to. Where was that from? She sent me a screenshot, but I don't think I could see the company name.
what's it last day?
No.
I'm sorry, cousin, yeah.
Okay. When we were away at Easter, and Helena went and bought that material, yeah, she was up in Manchester, she bought the material to make the peasants' costumes.
Yeah.
She was going to also order a roll of cotton and get it delivered here, but found online somewhere cheaper. But I don't know where that place was. So can you ask Helena where that place was, and then have a look at that and other places, so long as we're happy. The main problem is we have to be able to buy it on the credit card, or I have to be able to put an order on the system.
So I was just looking at fabric prices near us.
Okay. In an ideal world, there are more costumes that I would like to buy. It just really depends how much these costumes end up costing, whether we can afford to. Like, for example, ideally, I don't really want the Laker girls in the same outfit for the entire show.
Yeah.
So, what I would like to be able to do with them is create some sort of a showgirl-esque costume for Knights of the Round Table. Now, in my head, that could be as simple as some sort of spangly leotard, but maybe we can add some sort of a skirt to.
Is this for Knights of the Round Table?
For Knights of the Round Table. So, what it's like, just because I think buying individual leotards for the girls is like, you know, and it can be something metallic and shiny. We would then need something like, I don't know, like obviously showgirls normally have these big like feather things, headdresses. I think that's probably, for the amount of time they're going to be worn for, just a total no. If we can do something else, I don't know, like tiaras don't quite work. I do want to buy a tiara for the Lady of the Lake, but she'll pretty much wear it for the entire show, unless we have to take it out of her hair for the Four Nights at the Round Table where she's in the strip armour.
You want something on the Lady Girl's head though, for Knights of the Round Table?
Yeah, so, I mean...
Can't you get like those little caps? It's like a cap.
That's okay, yeah.
Is it okay if I leave a little bit early because I'm just feeling?
Yes, that's fine, Tony. Yeah, well done. We'll see you in the morning, though, yeah? Okay. Sorry, ask me again.
On their caps, they have, with those big fans on, they're just like little heads, not as.
Yeah, mate, so this is kind of like. That's Beyonce and the little showgirls. So, can you see what I mean? Like, I think we could do leotard with tights and high heels, with maybe some sort of, it could be just a half a skirt that does up with a ribbon but gives them a little bit of a tail. And then it could, but we could go for little hats. This one here's wearing a little hat. It doesn't, we can just be inventive. It just could be something that we want them to put in their hair.
That one's got like just a feather, just one big feather
Yeah,
sticking out.
yeah, but again,
What looks like a,
on a hairband, yeah, that's if that's quite, you know, I don't care how cheap they are because, you know, we need to do things.
obviously you'd have to probably match the each. Do you want them all the same or do you want them different? Or,
I'm not sure I care. I'm not sure I care. Don't know if it matters. Look, like that.
yeah.
But if those are ridiculously expensive, let's go with something else. Yeah, I mean, it is such a short moment. I really do not want to be spending lots of money on any of these things.
Are you wanting different ones for, shall I say, Charlie and Bunny, because they come on first, don't they, to take?
Well, I actually don't think it matters. I think all 6 of them could be the same, or those 2 are different and the other 4 are the same, or we have 2 different types and we alternate. So Dunning and Charlie are one's A, one's B, and then the others are 2 A's and 2 B's. So it's a bit more, that might be a bit more visually interesting. This is the other thing, look, we could have something like that, that's more like a 1920s flapper style band with a little feather, that could work as well. It really doesn't matter what kind of look it is. If I go on to Dance Direct now,
I think I just, is it, you don't pass like this?
yes it is.
Can skirts in, but.
Or it might be this one called International something, I don't know.
What are they? Just has those like stuff in it.
It's basically, it's a skirt, but when you lift it up, it has frills on the underside in the French red, white and blue. And then they obviously can move around and stuff. I'm just having a quick look. Now, this is where this could be really expensive. On Dance Direct, most leotards, just one on its own is between 25 and 40 quid. What we need...
Getting home, you're sort of like, what you're suggesting is getting home, and then we make it look
And then we make, yeah,
nice.
but we could do it really simply. You know, we could buy some like little tutu skirts, but split them and move them round so that the elastic goes across the front and actually the skirt bit is only from their hips round to the back, covering their bums, that kind of thing. I'm just thinking about how else can we go about making these where we can buy them cheaply, they'll look fine, but they'll just be used for this one. And then we could always put gems and things in the tutu netting, and I don't know, I'm just totally spitballing. I mean, yeah, so I've just found some. I mean, they're not necessarily great, but there's some here. There's a place called firstposition.com, and it's got blue metallic leotards for £13.70. So, like, that's more like a price that's workable. And that's on a site called First Position.
Any colours? Just you want it like brighter colours?
No, I'm thinking like gold or silver. And there's a silver one here. So £13.70, there's silver, and it's like a high neck, so it goes up high and then it's got like a keyhole bit at the back. So that possibly looks like this, and that's £13.70. which I would have to do a credit card request for, and we'd have to obviously know the sizes of the girls' sizing. Adult sizes, it looks like, oh okay, so they come in like 10 to 12, 12 to 14, or as in small, medium, large, extra large. So we could maybe do that, because that's actually not too bad, is it? So let's remember that one.
Which one is that? For some reason here, is it on leotards?
I don't know, because I googled leotards metallic and it came up. Oh my god. Right, let's just see the prices low to high. I've just found another site here. Oh, they're more. So they're like cheapest ones at $18.75. But they have them in way more colours, so it's just whether or not we want to. Like they have them in gold. Oh, that's probably a bad thing. Please note this product is made especially, oh no, that's that colour, isn't it? That's not that colour. So they have gold. 1 second, sorry. Hello? You're alright. That's okay. Yeah, that's fine. Right. It's not, because you would have been PAYE at the college and the college would have taken the tax off you. Okay. Yeah, well the college will have done it. Let me.
About 935 quid.
Okay.
That's just how much we have after the term. Yeah, that much just well, that's if the costume.
Okay. Yeah. Well, so let me give you a couple of numbers. So have you got a pen? There's a very, very helpful lady called Laura Reynolds. Obviously ferry code and then 716395. Yeah. She's lovely. There's also, let me just get you, so that's Laura Reynolds. Her manager, oh come on, computer, is a lady called Annie Boswell. And she's same code but 716352. I would assume that Laura would be able to find. Laura's more likely to be at her desk than Annie is, because Annie's more likely to be in meetings, but that's at least 2 people that may be able to help you. And they all sit in the same office in HR, so if you get through on one of the numbers, they literally can talk to each other across the desks. But they're the best place to start. Now they will be a different HR team to the one that was here when you were here, but obviously all the records date back, so I have no idea what they can do, but they should be able to hopefully help you with something. And even if they have to do a letter that says Bethany Barber worked for us between this date and this date, and we paid her, we took her tax off her. No, they can't not. They physically, it's illegal to pay you without taking tax and national insurance off you. Yeah. 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 Okay. it's fine. That's okay. Don't worry, let me know if you need any more help with it, but I know I can't physically access any of that information, so best to get it from them if you can. Okay, alright, cheers, see you later, bye. Yeah, this place has them like this. So they have different colours that they've got like pink, red. They're a bit more, they're £18.75 each. That's a silver one. There's a gold one. So, depends what we go for. We could go for just all one colour and get the cheaper ones maybe. Go for those silver ones that are this much. But anyway, so we need to be thinking about that. We need to be thinking about.
It's dependent on what we put on there. If you say you put the tutus on there, you could put different coloured tutus.
So everyone could have a silver base.
Yeah.
That's true, and then we could go for.
Or do like, for example, they have the feather hats, different coloured feathers.
Yeah.
Hats. And
What
that's-
shoes are they wearing?
They'll be in high heels or character shoes, I would have thought. And I'm thinking like little cheap coloured tutus like people get for 80s fancy dress type thing. But maybe if we do, like you say, just go for a couple of different colours of those. I think it's going to depend upon what we can get hold of that matches what headdress, that kind of thing. Just, well, you might need to check that it's an does it say adult? If it says adult, you're all right.
Oh, yeah. Adult women ballet tutu.
Perfect. And did they have them in different colours, or is that one colour?
They had loads of colours.
But we could maybe do silver. And oh, amazing. I think red probably is good because it's quite a kind of Vegas showgirl thing. What website is this on?
That's what Amazon.
Amazon.
It says, yeah, 171 free delivery. Depends how long it takes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as soon as the 2nd or the 4th of May, you choose express delivery. There's one size. Waist size,
Okay, that's
4 centimetres to 100 centimetres. The skirt length approximately 40 centimetres.
I think that's fine. Because all the girls are much of a muchness, a couple of them are a bit bigger, but then none of them are really big girls, so they'll be fine. So, okay, so that's a solution. So then all we need to do is pick a couple of colours. Can you tell me what those tutus are called so that I can try and find them on Amazon? What's in like the main body of the...
I've sent it to you.
Oh, thank you. What do you think about colours like red?
I think it'll have to be probably a blue.
Or a purple maybe?
Well,
How many
I've
different
been-
colours are you wanting? Are you wanting all different 6 colours?
No, I think let's go for two
two different
colours.
How many-
The thing is, I
how many
actually
girls
quite
are-
like the hot pink.
Is there 6 lady girls each?
Yeah, so it would be 3 red. Yeah, so if we made Charlie and Dunning
A and B.
A and B, and then had the other 4 as A A, B, so that when they come on stage, they've got different ones. Now I know it's like really clashy.
What, red and hot pink?
Yeah, but I kind of like it. That's quite showgirly. I'm also just going, I don't know about those silver. I'm just wondering if actually we went for metallic red and metallic hot pink, and then had the tutus in a similar colour. Just because that's the hot pink, and that one says you can get it, like we could get it for the 1st of May if we ordered it in the next 2 minutes, so that's easy, that's tomorrow. We can literally get next day delivery, and we can get next day delivery on the reds. I know they'll look really clashy next to other, but it needs to look that like proper showgirly, trashy kind of thing. So
Yeah, red's definitely
that's £112.50. And it's free delivery available on orders over 50 quid. That's still quite a lot, so we can maybe see if we can still get them somewhere else. This is from this is called Allegra Metallic Senna Leotard. Here, look, Allegra Metallic Senna Leotard, and it's from movedancewear.com. The other thing, if we want to cut down, is obviously this one, the cheaper one, is done in a red. So we could scrap the pink and go all red. That's another option. That's £82.50.
Blazers red and then go off into other colours.
It would be a lot cheaper for us. Yeah, and then we could do. I mean, there's no reason why they can't all be wearing exactly the same thing. There really isn't. So we could go for hot pink tutus on red leotards, hot pink headdresses, and maybe buy some gems or something that we can decorate it with. Maybe that's a better idea. In which case, I could probably get those ordered like today or tomorrow if I sit and do the form. And all I would need to know is who needs a small, medium, large. I don't think any of them would need an extra large. I think most of them would be small and medium.
There's no like
So a small is 10 to 12. The only thing is, for a couple of them who are really small, that's actually bigger than they are.
because I gave those measurements to you, I think it was dress sizes. I gave to you and you gave to Helena, and she was buying.
Oh, that was written on scrap paper. That's
Yeah.
not going to exist anymore.
Is there any way that we make them smaller? Like, because obviously they're 10 to 12, there are people that are smaller than 10 to 12.
Yeah, let me just see what the other one is, because the other thing is there's no point buying them if actually it's going to. So on the Allegra metallic ones, a small is dress size 8, a medium is dress size 10, and a large is dress size 12. Which would be more realistic, because I think
They're all
Pickering.
around.
Well, I think
I was asking their dress sizes.
I feel like Dunning will be quite small. I reckon she'll be.
I think Pippa's an 8 as well.
Yeah.
I think Pippa and Dunning could well be an 8.
Do we want someone to go around and ask?
I can message Jake because he's in my house.
I had Dunning and Charlie's because they're in Amado, and I bought them all dresses for Amado. Let me see if I've still got the notes.
Oh yeah, like if you ask Jake just quickly go, oh,
Paul's about to appear on our meeting, by the way. He's about to. No, I think I must have deleted the note after I didn't need it anymore.
What else are they going to wear? Because obviously they've got their Labour Girl outfits.
Okay, so the only other thing that I was bothered about them having something different for was
Find your grill. So finding the
Yeah.
find whether they like the white dresses or white dresses.
well, they're supposed to be, and with the conical hats, it's supposed to be that moment from the film, you know, the in the tower, in the tall tower when Galahad goes in and there's just all women everywhere. It's a parody of that. Castle Anthrax, that's it. It's a parody of that with all the women who are gagging for it. So
What was you getting from the actual costume place?
just one outfit for the Lake
Is
Girls.
that the cheerleader one?
Yeah, it's actually not the cheerleading one. It's the one with the shells on. It's the Lady of the Lake style things. But I think we'll have to put the letters. We'll have to make the letters and pin them on their bums.
Yeah, because I got that on.
And obviously, because of how Rob's choreography, we need to remember to pin them upside down
Yeah.
because it's with their legs in the air and their bums here, and you say G that way round. So obviously, when they're stood up, it's upside down. And obviously, the D needs to be made to go underneath Justin's skirt.
Do you know for a definite there's no letters?
No, but I'm not hiring. Oh no, I don't. They could be on there. They could be on there.
Okay.
Or she might just send a set of letters with it. I don't know, but I'm struggling enough as it is.
When were we? Because you
I've sent
also
her,
buy, like, you're also paying for transport.
yeah, which was 175 quid.
So when will that be here?
Oh, I think they say they get them to you on something like the Thursday or the Friday just before your show week, and then they get couriered back on the Monday,
So they give it to you like.
literally just for the show week.
So we just have to make sure
For
that
2 weeks
we
now.
have something there just in case.
Yeah, basically, because they've taken so long to come back to me, we are now really far behind in terms of their process, because they said they like to have the measurements 6 weeks in advance, but they can do it shorter than that. Now, they could have had measurements a lot further in advance, but no one was returning a phone call or an email. So eventually, Paul, because I just said I'm so busy at work, I can't keep trying to ring them. So Paul tried a few times in one day and eventually got through to someone, and they said yes, they would get on it and they would come back to me. I've since emailed them all of these, almost to go, we are definitely using you, here you go. So, yeah, that was my plan anyway. Okay, so I could do with you finding some sort of cheap 1920s style with a feather, headgear. You've already found tutus. Seeing if you can find leotards that are any cheaper than this 18. It's got to be metallic, I think. And let's say we'll go for red. We do a red base, and then
So all the same colour.
let's do it all. Let's just make it simple. Also, then we have a set of 6, which is quite handy to own here. So let's say we're going to go with red, metallic, and we've got some tiny people. I can't quite believe that they're only selling them at this size, because dancers are mainly much smaller than this. On this other side, it's got the high-necked one. Mind you, to be fair, for showgirls, this sort of style is much better. That style is better. I think the ones that are high neck, that's not very showgirly. So we might need to stick to that one. Hey.
Yeah, you go.
Good. Now, having a
It's a size. The size of 4 is like the highest one, so that's pretty small, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a child.
Yeah. Good to check. It's £9 on it.
it looks like on Amazon they're even more expensive. So basically we just need to do that in the cheapest way possible, but I think leotards are the only way to go really with it. Oh, hold on a minute. There's one here that's much cheaper.
Let's just try it. Dress sizes and like that. Dress sizes are only like 2, 4, 6, 8. It kind of goes in twos. It can be like 10 to 12.
Okay, so there's these don't look quite as good, but there's those on Amazon for less money.
They're metallic. They're just white.
No, I think it's because they look a bit shiny, but they don't look quite as good. So I think these ones are definitely better. Okay, costume plot. Let me go back. There's some things that we just need to pull together, like we need to talk to the cast. We actually, probably I could do with you, Jim and Bob, getting together a list of things we know we're definitely not hiring, talk to them about what we're thinking about buying, but obviously if people have anything at home, that's ideal. Things like stripy t-shirts for the mine and for the French people. I have put Emily Scott into Runaway, into that scene as one of the French people, but as a French maid. Now she said at some point that we might be able to cobble, like she thought she might be able to cobble that together. Now I know that we definitely, in Brigitta's lot of costumes, have some little aprons and things that would work as a French maid apron. She just needs a black dress on underneath. And I want her to have a feather duster that she can spend most of the time hiding her face so we don't really, like, so we're trying to hide.
I've got a fan down to cover her face.
It could be a fan, but I think if it was a feather duster, it would be funnier, but it kind of needs to be relatively old-fashioned looking. Obviously the historian, Talia, might be able to pull that together herself. She needs to be in some sort of pencil skirt, blouse, cardigan, have some specs, but have them on a, we need a chain for her glasses maybe, or I don't know, she might have contacts. She probably will be wearing contacts for the show, so we need some fake, like horn-rimmed glasses with some sort of a chain, that goes around your neck, so she could have them like this, because she'll have her contact lenses in anyway.
They sell, like in Savers, they sell reading glasses, really old school reading glasses for like £1.49 or £3.49 like a pair. So you can pop the glass out.
Yeah. Right, wig. We need 2 wigs, one for Galahad and one for Herbert. Because Tom Stevens, I've asked him to braid his hair, so he's getting rid of the fro. And then, because I think, as Sir not appearing, he'll have a hooded chainmail cowl, so he can wear that over so we don't see the braids. And then I just said it needs to be as flat and as neat as possible so we can get a wig over him. So I do need to, we're going to have to buy those because I don't think you can...
What kind of wig is Herbert wanted? Because obviously Galahad is like long blonde.
Long, yeah, so we want long blonde for Galahad. I think we have to go for long black, really.
Or bob.
For Tom, it could be what for...
like one of those...
Oh, it could, yeah.
It's a page boy kind of bobs.
Doesn't know what kind of have one in the film.
A bob, I don't remember.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some wigs look absolutely terrible. So the difficulty is going to be finding one that actually looks like it works. Like we could put something like that on Tom Stevens would be hilarious, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And actually in dark brown would work really well as well. But Galahad's definitely needs to be blonde. But again, they are so expensive. That is How much is that altogether? £25.22 including delivery. But anyway, we might be able to find something like that. Back to the costing pot. Yeah, and then I think the the other thing is worth asking that Charlie Green doesn't have wigs that would be suitable. Remember, at the start of the year, Charlie Green wore wigs nearly every day. If she's, do you know what I mean? If anyone owns something, and I think ideally for Galahad, we don't want any kind of fringe. Anyway, those are definitely a couple of things that we're going to need to buy. The other thing that I thought about doing with the Laker girls, which I nearly said and then I didn't, was the finale, the wedding. They're supposed to be in little white dresses, which I haven't hired. But what I would like, but I don't care if maybe they're back in their original Laker girl stuff in the shells, the shell outfits with the skirts, but we put veils in their hair and give them a little bouquet. Yeah, so in that case then we would need some where is it?
This is in red. Silver.
That's not bad.
It's got like one arm.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't want to metallic please.
you send you that one.
Yeah, send me the link to it so I can have a look.
Would you want all the dresses to be the same anyway? If they were going to wear white dresses, would you want them?
Yeah, and all I was thinking is we could buy them a little slip each. Do you know what I mean? Something that's actually meant to be worn underneath, but so long as they've got the right underwear on, they'll be fine.
So there it is with the. This is black, but down with the two. It doesn't come in red though, sort of thing. You might have to do it silver and then go red. That's like they put obviously
Yeah.
two other thing around it. It's not too bad.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm just wondering whether they were much cheaper, weren't they?
They're like £11. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, let me just get this back up.
Have a look at the sizes to make sure they have the sizes.
You can get those wigs for about 20 quid.
Yeah.
Can't see them for much cheaper than that.
Also, just check where they're coming from, because if they're coming from anywhere other than the UK, they'll take way too long. Oh, do you know what? That the leotard you've just sent me, they have like one left.
Yeah, I was just saying that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's go back to this. The red metallic being the best option thus far. Still looking.
Well, I don't know, check that website that's on. I don't know. It's called Discount Dance Supply.
Yeah, which is great. It looks like it's all in dollars. It says at GBP 1107, but then at the top it's got everything in dollars.
Yeah, it's
Just want to know where it's
shipping
been.
on $65. Shipping, I guess it's overseas. It's saying shipping.
Yeah.
There's a load of stuff in Dance Crazy. You know they're trying to close down at the moment, so there might be some cheap stuff.
Oh, that's worth having a
St
look.
John Street.
Where's that?
Dance Crazy on St John Street. I doubt
It's
very
right
much they've got a
between
website.
Slug and they have got a website.
Oh, they
I
have?
think.
Oh. Yeah. They closed down, are they?
Well, the guy's been trying to sell it for ages. Trying to sell and retire.
What he'll have is just whatever stock he's got left.
Yeah.
So they probably won't do any ordering, but it might be worth having a look down there. Okay, back onto the costume plot. So, did you get the veils down? Did you write that down? Okay. Yeah, we need like a brown trench coat and a beret for the Eponine moment. We must be able to find that here, either with a cast member or
Didn't we find it?
berets we've got, but a brown like a brown trench coat type thing that she can put around, and maybe hopefully one's got like a tie bit. All she needs to do is be able to wrap it around her and tie a thing around. Who's this one? As French people, Lauren Dunning is dressed as Eponine, just briefly.
Yeah, that's where that be that ask about thing.
Yeah, I reckon so. Okay, so the like kind of samba style, mambo, whatever you call it, like outfits are for Lancelot, and I'm pretty sure that what we've got. I wonder if I did put that bit of paper in here actually, James. It's just popped into my head. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So I think I went for.
All the lady girls on it, so there was a specific set of people.
Well, Katie wasn't supposed to be in it to begin with. I don't know if she's been put in it now. So there are 2 red jumpsuits that have been bought. Those are for Talia and Charlie Green. Then the little tie shirts, have you seen the ones that are on the rail already, are for Lauren Dunning, Crystal Knott, Ryan Adams and Alex Matthews. So those 4 people need black trousers, preferably if they kind of flicked out at the bottom, that would be perfect. Now, that's a Helena ask, because when I mentioned that to her on the phone, she said she thought she might have something in the dance studio that could cover that sort of bottom half and make that whole outfit.
Okay.
We still have
So that's Dunning, Crystal, Ryan, and
Alex. So then we still have 4 people left to clothe outside of those, which is Pippa Haddo, who's a size 8, Becca, who's a size 10 to 12, I think probably 12 of them would be more realistic, Charlie Wilson and Ryan Smith, who said they were 12 to 14, and I think, again, probably 14 is safer. So all we need to do is, so 2 of them are in red jumpsuits, 4 of them are in effective boots, but hopefully going to be black bottoms and then a black but patterned shirt. I ideally need the other 4 to be in matching or, So the reason I've done it like that is because Talia and Charlie Green are in the middle. They have 3 there and 3 there.
Yeah.
Doing all the pumping out the gym, all of that stuff. Talia and Charlie Green are the middle of the 2 3s. So ideally, the 4 that are remaining need to be wearing the same thing.
Okay.
So we just need to think about that. I mean, Helena got those from a shop down £5 each in Manchester.
So you're kind of looking for.
It's like frilly stuff, brightly coloured frilly stuff. For the minstrels, and again we may well be able to get these out of the dance studio, we are hiring the tabards, like the tabards and the hats, but we're not hiring long sleeve t-shirts and tights that they wear underneath the tabards. For the minstrels.
Well, they're girls, so I'm sure.
Yeah, but it's the colouring, because it's got to sit within the minstrel colours.
Is it brown or green?
I can't remember whether they were yellow and
I
red,
think they
weren't they,
might
at
have
one point?
mustardy colours and oranges in, hold on a minute, what are they called? Northern
Costume.
costume hire. I can't remember where I found it. That looks like Sandlot. They are orange and yellow, but I guess we could go for a different way. Come back, come back. There's sort of some blue and stuff in
Is
there.
it just the tab and not the
No,
under?
so that's what we're saying. We need.
They've got like green. You could do like green.
Yeah, a kind of khaki green.
Creamy type.
But I know that from a dance that was done in the dance show, that Helena had a load of leggings that were browny green colours. Do you remember the one that had the animal masks? Was that in the first dance show in the autumn? It's one where they all came on and they all had like animal masks on or something.
I think they might be using them kind of leggings for Sutton Hoo. Because I think in the photos, I'll see if I can get them up, they look like they were.
Anyway, that could be a Helena mask. It doesn't really matter. It looks like a couple of them have got blue tights on. And they don't necessarily have to match. Anyway, so you can have a think about that. Okay.
What shoes?
Well, we're going to have to find shoes for everybody. Like, as in, I think we're going to have to get this cast to provide their own shoes, but they need notice, they need to know sooner rather than later. I think I would prefer it if we spend the first half hour of tomorrow's rehearsal talking about all the things we're missing and all the things that they need to source themselves. Get them on some of this stuff. Also, we could talk through the props list with the whole cast to make sure that if there's anything that we're still thinking we might need to source, but actually someone's got it at home.
There's still stuff like, for example, something we could look for is if somebody's like rubber chicken.
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody's got rubber chicken.
Rubber chicken.
Well, let's
It was
ask.
on the other
let's
day that I saw one. They were selling one in one of the shops. Like a supermarket, like a dog toy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in the dog toy aisle, they've just got, it's like Tesco's or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Quite cheap.
down to, yeah, dog toy. I've just spotted that we're not actually hiring Concord's outfit, and that I've put here peasant outfit with hood and rope belt.
Out of them, do they come with their backpacks?
No.
No, I don't know.
So we have to make the backpacks.
Yeah, and then that's something we could do with sooner rather than later.
Can't
if
go
possible.
Yeah.
Plus, you
I've
can't
done
call
coffee.
it something.
You right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Something should goes back.
Shopping, we want.
Yes, you put, Mrs. Teresa. Yeah.
And we could always make it. We could always use the Lily's hay bale, put on the back, make it look like something else.
Make it where you could dress that up to
Yeah,
make
dress
it.
that like a
Yeah.
box or like something else. Okay, so but they need their backpacks.
They need their backpacks, and to be honest, I mean, I don't know if she's done it, but Sophie Owen was talking about bringing one in just so she could get used to having something on her back.
Does Patsy take? Yeah, Patsy takes it off, doesn't it?
Quite a lot, yeah. Obviously, Lauren Hulse is wearing her backpack in 2 scenes, and then I guess she might still be that character at the end. I'm not
It should
sure.
be simpler for Concord.
Yeah.
I think what we were thinking about for the backpack was, you know, like the really big, like mountain kind of ones for a base. And
Yeah.
then go around that, making it.
But only if someone's got them already,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? There was, you know, all the ex-army gear that we've got in Tweed. Well, actually, a lot of them we've now costumes in there in the other bit. But it came from the student's dad. I'm pretty sure that came with some kind of really big bulky backpack. It was like an army
I know there's a
thing,
big armed bag, like a duffel bag. I haven't seen it.
but not a rucksack.
I think
It might have been one of those bags that has a big zip down the
might
middle. It could have
one
been that.
I don't know.
Well,
I think
I
someone
used
would,
to,
because I think I used to have one, like one of the big ones, so I'm pretty sure someone.
but I'm
did
sure
it.
somebody in the company would. So if you write that down, because I did bronze, silver, and gold Duke of Edinburgh's award when I was little. Do you know what I mean? Like we had probably 2 giant rucksacks like that, but they would have been long gone, you know, in the various house moves that my parents had done. Anyway, so I sent you this costume plot, James, didn't I? I forwarded you the email I sent to the costume lady.
Yes.
It's got the spreadsheet on, which is the costume plot.
Wait, is that? Yeah.
Yeah, you need to be referring to this at all times, I think, in terms of what have we got, what are we waiting for. How many peasant outfits does Helen think she's making?
She's making all the dead people, so that's yeah, I think so. It's Talia, Tom,
So, but
Cindy, Hobbs.
there's actually 7 in there because it's
Jake.
there's 5 bodies, Kevin and the man that's not yet dead, so that's 7. What I'm thinking of doing-
There's Robin, Galahad, and Lancelot.
Yeah, is she making all of those as well?
Yes. I believe so. Because she was getting like, I think because when I came, I was like, oh, do you have mine? And she was like, oh, yeah. She doesn't want to have it where it's like she's having to make loads.
No, of course she doesn't. What I'm thinking though is that as Hobbs already has a peasant outfit, we'll use that as the basis for Concord's outfit and just add a couple of things on top. For example, the monk's robes will come with rope belts.
Yeah.
Really seriously need to think about shoes though, definitely. And what I don't,
Because
well,
they're probably going to wear their character shoes most of the time.
yeah, so they're fine. I'm not worried about that. They're, to be honest, they're the easiest people.
Yeah.
It's obviously all the peasants need to be barefoot, so that's easy. Now, I think I've got a feeling that it looks like on here that the knights are all wearing black boots. That's a bugger.
Black boots.
Yeah, but they look like they've been hired. But that, all I'm thinking is because they don't come. I thought they might come with those like fake overshoes where you can wear whatever you want underneath, and they just cover them up. But it doesn't look like it. Yeah, they're definitely going to need to find some boots of some sort. Now, whether or not we
What kind of boots? Like, how tall are they? So they're like.
let me show you.
Do you want like actual knight looking boots?
Look at that picture. They always look like welly boots, don't they?
Yeah. Just came out of there.
Okay.
Because we can always make it where they wear black shoes and we literally have black material and put elastic over it so they can just put it on.
Yeah.
If they can't find it themselves, because that'd be a cheaper way than buying boots itself.
The peasants.
I've just realised I don't think on here. It's not going Camelot on some French taunters. Yes, I have. So I haven't got them down on the costume plot. Oh, what's going to be? Okay, I feel like we kind of could sit here chatting for ages about this stuff, but I think we need to be kind of pushing things on as often as we can now. I know that stuff still needs making for this show. Stuff still needs making for. What I don't want to do is start going, great, we've got more money than we thought, so spend this, spend that, and then find out we've spent 100 quid on leotards, when actually we haven't got any shoots for anyone or something like that, you know.
Well, me and Hawkwood after this, we'll make a list about what the cast can bring in, and then we'll be able to do that to the more own for rehearsals.
Do you want me to make the burning? Do recap all the costume stuff. Those are written down stuff.
Why don't you two do that separately?
Yeah,
There's
separate,
something else that
yeah.
I was going to talk to you about.
Do we want to go through plots at all?
No, I think we've done too much in one go. So let's leave it at that for today.
Because at the moment I've got just one thing to say.
Yeah.
I forgot to bring this up, but the rooms that we bought,
Yeah.
they were for some reason the price I told you was £6, like £3 for each.
Yeah.
My friend who bought them, he was told wrong. And
Okay.
he found out later that
Okay.
after he bought them, so he was like, "Oh, they told me wrong." It's £7 for each one, so look at like 14.
That's alright.
Something. But
That's
it's
fine.
still pretty good for.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it'd still be like putting it up there.
Yeah.
in terms
So
of-
that money, he hasn't even paid that money back yet, has he?
No.
Because we still need a receipt for that. Because I can't hand over petty cash for something I don't have a receipt for.
Also, this is a part of watching the production as well. You know the move inside where it's painted when they're moving?
Yes.
You know when there is the French music? I don't think that is, because I think at the moment we've got Smithy is riding along and it's on it, but I think it's in them turning up in France.
Ah,
So
okay.
you won't have to paint a bit for France. That is then kind of like...
Oh, that's supposed to be them arriving. That's
Yeah.
why he didn't have one allocated to him
Yeah.
before, and then I gave him the French bit.
Unless you want it with the sign.
Unless on the site we just have a sign that says "Welcome to France" or something.
Maybe. That might be nice. And then he can walk over and then they can all ride back across
Could
the
you
other
have
way.
a modern
Okay.
sign that says "Welcome to France" kind of like a joke?
Oh, the other thing I was going to say to you is I'm seriously considering losing the top section of the pros. We haven't got the material for it, have we, at the minute? It hasn't been made, we haven't thought about it. I actually think that with the portals and the castle at the back, we've probably got enough. And in terms of time and that it's running out, and remember that we're going to be missing all day, we're missing Monday for bank holiday, and there's a whole day you're going to all be missing at Sutton Hoo.
Yeah.
I think it just might be a bit more sensible if we leave that. And then we at least know that the set that's fixed in place, we already own all of that. It's only going to be needing the material to recover the flats that we're going to cut windows in, and obviously painting and cutting what we've already got. But at least we actually know all of that stuff's already built. It's a major paint job.
Also with the paint. You know how we normally get it from Wilkins, which is £15?
Yeah.
We looked at BMM and it was about £11, so we found cheaper.
Brilliant. Well, most of the paint at Wilco's is £10 a pop. There was some slightly more expensive colours, I think, that were 15.
Yeah.
So, but to be honest, that's what all that place down there is designed for, isn't it? All that stuff, and there's loads of other things we could get from there. Okay.
One thing that I was just reminded of from going in and seeing that is they've got the shields with the Camelot and the camel toe
He's
and all
made
that.
them.
Have you? Brilliant.
Yeah, we made them
They've
this
just been
weekend.
they've just been running that section and tending to do that. So I just remind me that I had that.
Maybe yesterday.
Yeah, he made them
Brilliant.
yesterday. Showed me a photo. Right, shall we stop your recording?
So maybe also